a little perspective about what Polycab is all about. Polycab has always been a traditional organization. We are a 40-year-old organization, 40-plus-year-old organization, traditionally run by promoters. And we, in fact, have multiple products, apart from wires and cables, where we just mentioned that we are number one. We are also into other products like fans, lighting, luminaires, switches, switchgear, and multiple products. And we want to be the one-stop solution for all the wires and cables, either in the industry or the domestic sector. So, taking you through the experience of goal management, this all actually started in terms of why it was so important. The goal management and the performance management was we had the initiative of Laksh going on the organization. Laksh 2020 is what we call, which is 3x, 4x, 5x. That is 3 times our turnover, 4 times our profitability, and 5 times the market cap. This was the goal that we set for ourselves. Keeping this in mind, one of the ways of achieving it is to create a structured form of goal, as well as evaluating the performance of the people, so that we are able to achieve the goal. So one of the things as a first step was, typically being a traditional organization moving into a professional organization, one of the key issues that we had was the role and responsibilities and the reporting relationship. That was the key issue. So we said we need to set the basics right. So we, in fact, spent a lot of time. We had multiple people reporting to multiple people. So we had one person reporting to 5 people. So this couldn't happen. We found that either he received instructions from multiple people, which either he worked or he didn't work. So that was the kind of situation. So we started from there. We then started defining the goals based on the business plan. One of the things that we got together and discussed while we implemented this was, do we need to use, or do we need to kind of do a lot of customization, or do we need to go into a product that is already available? So we thought a lot, we discussed a lot, and said, let's look at only those areas where it is absolutely critical, where we need to do a little bit of customization. And that has actually helped us. Let's take an example of sales. Sales required, let us assume, around 50 or 60 people throughout the year, at different points of time. So one of the things that, as let's say, the person entered and said, look, I require about 50 people across. So we receive it from various parts of the sales organization. And then that part, in fact, comes to us. The person enters it in the system, in the goal system, and then he forwards it to us. And it comes to us. And then I see, look, if there are 50 people that are required, do I align this goal? This is the customization that we did. Once you set the goal, it comes to us. Either I align the goal, that means I've already assumed that this is a goal that I need to take, or I add the goal, or I decline the goal. If I add the goal, that means automatically it has come to me, and I add the goal, and it is further assigned to the recruiting head, the talent acquisition head. So he further again assigns it to his subordinate. This way the goal gets cascaded down to the junior-most person. And there's no talking going on right now. It automatically comes to us. And then what we do is we sit and discuss after the entire thing is done and say, fine, we sign off between the functions and the HR. Let's say if there are certain common goals which are required across the organization. For example, the values. The values have to be implemented across the organization as a part of the goal, where people have to demonstrate, or certain competencies that they need to demonstrate, or let's say second in line, development. This can be sent as a common goal. So we said this is another customization that we needed to do. So people across would receive a similar goal, which would say, look, you need to do, or you need to have a second line development, or the values that you need to set. One of the key challenges was that being a traditional organization, 45 years, some of the people have not even used computer, they have not seen computer or they have not used it. So one of the key challenges was how do we get them to use those computers? We had to train, we had to retrain, so it was a huge kind of challenge in terms of change management. We had to in fact also talk to the senior management, convince them that this is absolutely important. You would find more benefit if you did this. So that was the kind of selling that we had to do internally. And one of the things that we also worked on was choosing the right ERP partners whom we would work with, and also the right team from the ERP partner. That was very, very important for us. The other thing that which we did, which actually helped us, was we created champions from within the organization. We in fact reviewed every week. We said no point in leaving it for a month. Every week we review what are the learnings, what are the understanding, and what is it that we need to do. We decided that rather than taking up the entire ERP and implementing it, we would rather take up in modules. So apart from core HR, we took up the goal management and the performance management module. We took up this module, implemented it, and said let's see how much it is being adhered to. We gave us definite time. In fact, it's around 8.5 months old, 8 to 9 months old since we have implemented the ERP. And we have found a lot of benefit from it. In fact, the kind of information that we are receiving is the quality of information has been excellent. And even the goals, when we did the half-yearly goals, review of the goals, we found that the quality of the goals that people had set, the kind of review that they did, was something which was commendable for an organization which had never experienced any of the ERP, suddenly getting into an ERP. I think buying of the ERP at the senior-most level and cascading it down and communicating, I think that was something which we did religiously, communicating down the line. Now we are ready to take on the next module as we move along. And as I say, the proof of the pudding is in its eating. I think execution is the most critical thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.